so surprised they did it, though.
I received this text this morning. Kind of crazy that Taylor Swift just decided to put this random NFL player on the map, and now he's a huge deal.
But it's nothing against him personally. I just don't believe in him.
Travis Kelce is a dog.
Yeah. Travis Kelce's running over like fucking Asante's hand.
Easy.
Welcome back to another episode of the We'll Be Seeing Pod. We have a guest on today's episode. For those of you that may not know, it is our current CEO, David Bolisomi, also former Division I athlete, offensive line at TCU. We don't have Trent today, so we thought we'd bring Dave on, give us a little insight on the game of football. He knows ball. He loves to talk ball, so thought we'd have him on. How you doing, Dave?
Doing great. My name is David, and I know ball.
Wait, so I'm confused. So how does he know ball? Like, what do you mean he knows ball? Because I know
played ball.
So there's like this league called the NFL, and then right below the NFL, there's like the highest level of sports you could play, and it's called Division I. And then there's inside the Division I for sports like football, there's this thing called the Power Five, which is the five strongest conferences, and he played for one of them.
Do you know ball?
And started. Now, I would say I know semi-ball. I'm not going to say I know ball.
I feel like that term gets thrown around a lot lately. Like, oh, this is a ball knower. Like, this guy knows ball. Well,
yeah, people do say that a lot right now.
People say that a lot.
He just brings a different dynamic because he actually played. Like, we watch and we know what we see, but he actually was on the field, you know? So.
How do you know ball, Chelly?
Well, I don't. It's quite simple.
That was a test.
It's quite simple. I just don't. But I love ball.
Sure.
I love ball.
But I would love to. I'd like to learn ball. There's a difference between not knowing ball and then someone who just doesn't understand ball. I understand ball, but I understand that I don't know it.
Do you know puck?
Knowing is what you don't know.
Sure.
That's what makes some. But really quick, just to give people some context, can you give me like, you played offensive line.
Yeah.
Can you give me like the top 3 hardest defenders you've had to play against and your time in college, just for context of the level of competition you had to play against?
Top 3, number 1 is always going to be Kenneth Murray. He's the smartest player I've ever played against. He's just
OU.
By the way, he went to OU.
Yeah,
I'm not VCU. So Kenneth,
I'm listening.
Kenneth Murray was a dog.
Literally dog.
For people that don't know, they're on a couple episodes of the pod, I said that Kenneth Murray went to VCU.
Yeah. Crazy thing. He was only a first rounder. Yeah. Like smartest player I ever had to play against. Second was when Chase Young was like on his highest obviously at Ohio State. Just an athletic freak. It was like fucking. I remember like first time he lined up, dude was like fucking 6'5", 290, and like no ounce of fat on him.
Was he like
crazy?
Like when he lined up, he like growl and shit.
No, he didn't growl.
People don't. Do you guys do that?
Growl? Why would you growl at
Intimidation
the line?
factor.
This is the shit I be talking about. Like, why are you growling at the line?
Intimidation factor.
Growling? So if somebody come up to you and is like, you get intimidated?
A little bit, yeah.
That's part of the problem.
Pee a little bit in
That's
my pants.
part of the problem.
Chelly gets red knuckles. They're no longer white.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know, like right before, like for me and Mike, it was probably like kickoff or like something like that. You pee a little bit in your pants. You ever pee a little bit?
No.
Dude.
And that's why you didn't play football. That's all right.
Wait, you guys
never
don't know what I'm
peed.
talking about?
Crazy. No, he's telling himself.
Hold
Let him
the
tell.
fuck up.
Let him tell.
Hold I know that this is so common. I would say 75. This happens to 75% of athletes.
I've never peed a little
Right before the game, you're so hyped up and ready to go. You pee a little bit in your pants.
Maybe throw up. I've seen people throw up.
No, like on the field, like right before they tap the ball, like or whatever you're playing, whatever sport you're playing, a little bit of pee. Please, this is so common.
You might have a bladder problem.
No, this is like 75%.
Have you ever,
75%?
Josh? Have you ever peed?
Clear majority of people pee themselves.
3 out of 4 athletes.
Have you ever peed yourself, Josh?
I've never even thought about it. Maybe like 30 minutes before the game, you're like, oh, I gotta piss.
No,
and, like,
you
go
don't
to the
even
bathroom.
realize.
No.
But that's it.
No, it's like a thing you don't even realize. Your body, like you can't control it. It's just like.
Nah,
I think I would realize if I
first
pissed
of all,
myself a little
whoever
bit.
told you that is lying to you. That's just not
Me.
That's just not
That
it.
sounded like you were speaking from experience.
You feel me? Like, bro, why
I
are you
would
pissed?
pee.
You have a bladder problem. Why'd you stop peeing the bed?
Chase Young, Kenneth Murray, who's your third?
Just check Kenneth Murray, who's your third?
Oh my God. Third, sheesh. That's gonna be tough. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I have to put. I mean, the only psych I've
Say
given
it.
up was Will McDonald the fourth, right? First round pick
Jets
to the
legend.
New York Jets. Jets legend,
Jets
Iowa
legend.
State legend. But no, he was. I mean, but I played him like when he was like ridiculously young, right? So he wasn't like up there yet. But I would say toughest. Puna Ford was very tough. Obviously went to UT, played 5 years with the Seahawks, and I think he's on the Bills now. He's one of. I don't think he probably like top 10 highest paid DT. He was just tough. He was like short, stocky. Should have really never really made D1 based off size, but just
Hard.
dog, bro, dog.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't move. He was just like a fucking bowling ball, just fucking like just stuff. He was just it was tough to play.
Huh.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
also never peed my pants.
Yeah,
That's soft.
You've never been in a big moment.
That's
Sure.
That's wild.
Sure.
Never been a big-
Sure.
Playing the cheese bowl.
Yeah.
No, but speaking of like obviously like hard teams to play, hard players to play.
Yeah.
College football weekend was crazy this weekend. Obviously would love everyone's takes on some games. I think the biggest game, whether people want to talk about it or not, is always going to be the Colorado game. There now it seems like forever the big noon kickoff game. I feel like you knew it was coming. You knew Dion was going to get his brakes beat off one time this year.
So right hand up, I was completely wrong. Now, I always thought Oregon was going to win that game, but I never thought it was just going to be a complete embarrassment like it was. I just didn't see that coming. But that's just because I didn't respect Oregon, and I 100% respect them now. But like I was posting on Twitter and I was saying how impressive Oregon's performance was, and everyone was like, well, they're not very good. And I'm like, defensively, true, but you can't say anything about that offense. That offense has moved the ball whenever they wanted to, whenever they needed to. So the way Oregon was able to shut them down, I was super, super impressed. So
No,
right
they're-
hand up.
I'm with you on that. I thought Oregon was gonna win the whole time. I have to reconsider like how I viewed that Oregon's defense. I didn't give them the respect. And I mean, obviously, you and I had a conversation in the kitchen, like before it was like the Thursday before you left. I didn't think that they were as dominant as they showed on Saturday. I don't think, at least for me, the question was never like, did Colorado have a chance to win? It was how many points were they going to lose by? I thought if they lost by 17 points, it's still a great game for Oregon. But Oregon literally dominated every single phase of the game. Going for it on your own 30 on a fake punt, like they were locked in the whole week. And I think like last week, one of you guys said it's like, playing against Colorado is easy for other teams to like get up to. And I completely agree. Imagine if you Oregon, the number 10 team in the country, and every single question that get asked has nothing to do with you. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's sad that it has to be like that, because I also understand what Dion is trying to do. Like, Dion inherited a program that won one game.
It was like the worst Division I football program of
Horrible.
all Division I.
Horrible. Their loss margin was 28 fucking
Yeah,
points.
that's
28.
oh, that's
Yeah.
That is
bad.
poo fucking cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
bad.
Literally, right. So they come out and like, he's a big rah-rah guy. And for me, I love the way that they handled also like getting their asses beat, right? It was like, yes, we got our teeth kicked in. What's going to happen now? Now, what's going to happen now is they're going to get their teeth kicked in against by USC.
Yeah.
So
No, I actually don't. I think they're going to beat USC. I was talking to Josh about this. That's the game where I would bet Colorado, I feel like, and feel the most confident, because USC's defense is really that bad. Like
Horrid.
Oregon is one of those teams in the Pac-12 with Utah where they always have a really like very solid defense, but their offense normally fucking bots with Bo Nix. So you never get to see them at like that big stage. Like this is a college football playoff Oregon team. If they can put it all together. this year.
100%.
That USC team is still the same defense that almost lost to DTR last year and got their teeth kicked in by Utah.
And they let Arizona State keep up with them, who hasn't been good. I know they have Rashada, who's a good quarterback,
Yeah.
but I mean that defense is just embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
How
I don't
many?
even think Rashad played. I think it was.
It wasn't
Drew
Rashada?
Pine. It was Drew
No,
Pine
Drew
played.
Pine,
The guy
yeah.
the little guy from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He used to be there.
What
And
happened to
he-
Rashada? Did he get
He
hurt?
looked really good too against them.
I thought
I think they're
Rashad
trying to
was
figure out what to do with that
Okay.
room. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't think Rashad has looked great and then looked like a complete robot. So I
Yeah,
think they're,
he's a
he's also
true
a true
freshman.
so they like don't want to like burn him out
Right.
and like kill his confidence if they're losing games bad.
That's even worse though. Drew Pine just comes in.
Crazy.
Did you guys see the Twitter clip of Travis Hunter playing 2K while Colorado was down 35-0 to Oregon?
I did see that.
Which I feel like, what else did you like? I was
Yeah.
confused. Like I was confused. I get why people would be upset about it, but I also didn't understand what would you expect him to do. I don't think he's
Watch
allowed to
the
travel
game.
with the
Watch
team.
game.
He's not,
He probably
watch
had
the
it
game.
on.
He for sure had it on. When your team goes down,
It's not
let's
a
say
good look.
28-0, what is he supposed to do?
I don't know, man. Should not fire up the Twitch live stream and go, "Hey boys, let's watch them too." Dude, what?
He's like, I'll give y'all something to watch.
Like,
This ain't it.
I don't get it, bro. And like people were making, like taking his side, being like, "Oh man, like you're not supposed to watch." Like something that would stress you out with a lacerated liver or what lacerated what do you lacerate?
A liver.
Liver.
Yeah, like you could pop your stitches or something like that if you I'm like, what is going on, dude? No way you guys are coming to this guy's side
Yeah,
when his
no.
team's down 35 and he's live on Twitch.
Yeah, no. I think him being it's a distraction, right? You want to minimize distractions as a team. I think when your best player, who's also like one of the most recognizable face in college football, like is on Twitch on the live stream while your team is playing, it's a bad look. That I do agree with. I'm not with like he should have watched, but what the fuck he got to do watch the whole? Like he can't do anything for the next 4 weeks, right? So I'm mad at the fact that like he was a distraction to his team because and they know that, and Dion has spoken about it at length, right? It's like they're under the microscope by anybody, right? Because I mean, it's a weird sports moment to be in, right? It's almost like if Tom Brady were to come out and like be the head coach at I don't know like fucking who like name insert a Power
Navy.
5 school.
Oh.
Navy? No, please. First of all,
That would be sick though.
this guy knows ball.
Well, you said Power 5 as soon as
Navy's not.
thought
even Power
Navy.
five.
No, I know. I said that. I meant like you said that as I was saying Navy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy moment in sport, and it's also like Dion is one of those loud characters, right? Where it's like it's either one or another. You either fucking like love him because like I mean, for me, it's like he's obviously Mount Rushmore of like athletes in general,
Yeah.
right? And he goes about it in a very loud manner, like that people like it incites a reaction, either positive or negative. You can't give people ammo, especially when you're getting clapped. And I want to talk more about like I mean Oregon. I think Oregon showed up. I think it was the clip of the coach that was just like they're fine for clicks, we're fine for like it's like that was beautiful.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's
good.
what you do like to your team. It's like like. Y'all think, I mean, we're top 10 right now. We feel like we're top 4. The whole world is watching. I mean, think about the halftime conference, right? He was just like, I hope everybody that's fucking watching, that's voting for this thing is watching now.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet. And then they came back and dicked on them so much.
That
It
was dirty. That was
crazy,
dirty.
Crazy. And you got to tip, like,
Chills.
you have to tip. That's college football.
Yeah.
Like, you got to tip your cap to that.
And people that were getting mad about that online that he said that, it's like, I don't think people understand when you're a program like Oregon and a guy like Dion comes in and almost everything you've done in the past 3 years to try to build yourself up in the
Crazy.
Pac-12 gets erased.
Crazy.
And like you were saying, the narrative becomes, how are you going to deal with Dion coming into town? Like,
But-
if you're Oregon, you're going, they have to come to Eugene, Oregon, and they have to
Easy.
play us. And we
At our
are
house.
and we are like that. We've been like that.
Easy.
So like that, the fact that the conversation switches like that, if I'm that head coach, like you're saying the same exact shit.
Easy.
Like
Yeah.
you're like, fuck this team.
Easy.
Like, are you guys aware that they're
100%.
coming into our house and the narrative is that we
Easy.
need to deal with them? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. So, I
Because you
mean,
got goals. Like, they have, like, it's just, that was,
and they
I
had to
love-
keep the foot on the gas the whole
Easy.
game. Like you,
It's a
to me-
statement.
Yeah, I kept
you
thinking
have
they were
to
gonna pull
beat-
like Bo. No.
You have to beat the shit out of a team like Colorado. to be-
Bodacious?
for people in the news to be like, oh, like Oregon might be real.
Right.
Like for everyone to be like, oh, Oregon might be real, when you have a team that is basically like obviously a social media team, but also a great team, and you beat the shit out of them, that means more than if you just beat the shit out of like UCLA right
Easy.
now
Sure. Yeah.
in the Pac-12, who's probably at the same level of Colorado. But I will say, like Dion never ceases to impress me. Like even though he lost, he didn't lose in that press conference. Like I didn't walk away being like, dude, I knew he couldn't handle a loss. Like he somehow handled a loss better than I think a lot of coaches would have in
Yeah.
that scenario, where you almost walked away being like, damn, like they didn't really beat him. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was no air of like we got beat. Shador answered every question the way you wanted a quarterback to answer. He
Yeah.
was like, I held
There
on
was
to the
no
ball too long.
excuses.
No
It was like
excuses.
we
Fuck no.
sucked, and that's
I
and
think
the people preying on the downfall, like
Yeah,
gotta,
stop it.
That's crazy.
Like, I bet on Oregon, and the only tweet I put out when it was like 42-3, I was like, is it personal yet? Because I thought that was like a good bit.
Yeah.
But there's like genuine people out there, I think Trent's one of them, that are like, wants to see this Colorado team lose and lose bad.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like,
And I don't get that.
I think people get caught up in like the marketing. Like when you remove the marketing, Colorado is like Deion is an old school coach. Like he just understands social media. Like college coaches don't get that.
No.
Like
Right.
Nick Saban is just now for the first time ever I've seen him like show up on regular, like he's on the Pat McAfee show, right? Like,
Yep.
and they understand that for you to attract like this generation that grew up on fucking Twitch, right? Like you have to like put on a certain face. And one of the guys that been able to sell himself, like Deion came to the league where the cornerback market was what we think of the running back market today. The prime time is a character he created.
Yep.
Like he's a guy that doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, that just work, that plays basically every skill position on the football field at a high level, right? Also played in the MLB. He's the only player to start in the same week at NFL game and an MLB game. Like he's a dog,
Yeah.
right? Now, you look at his stuff, it's 84 years of combined NFL experience. They're not bozos. We add to that the fact that he inherited a program that won one game. One fucking game last year. It fucking sucked, right? So for me, I feel like, I mean, we also have to be realistic. I think part of the issue is the attention that they get, right? Like the glazing got us. Like ESPN talks about Deion like they won the national championship. That's part of I think that's what people are pissed about, right?
Part of it.
That's what it is. But as far as like what I see them trying to do, the message they're trying to push out, like the accountability, like when he came into Colorado, and for me, it started with like his introductory press conference, right? When it was just like, hey,
set
we
the
come here,
tone.
like you have to set, like when you come into a program where like losing it's a disease, it's infectious. When you come to a program that's just used to be like just losing is what's expected, they have like fucking 500 people in the stands. Like how do you revive that whole community up?
Right.
How do you make 40,000 people show up to a spring game? How do you get fuckers to want to come to Colorado and play? Like you have to be that. And for me, that's what I was watching for after the game. It was just like, yeah, we got our teeth kicked in, but just be happy because I suck right now, but this is the worst I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
be.
get his lip back on.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
At
crazy.
some point,
He was like, "You better beat me now because this is the worst we're gonna be." I was like,
It is. Just
Yeah.
wait, because in 3 years he's gonna have 3 full recruiting classes.
"Yeah, he's gonna have
3
all his
full-
guys."
He's gonna have all his guys.
Yeah.
In the program. That's 3 years of all of that pushing. Like it's not gonna stop. Like people are gonna want to play. It's Deion.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like he was on people's, like your parent. People understand like it's recruiting, right? Like when the coach come and sit on your couch, and like your mom or your dad or your uncle, whoever is there, it's like, yo, I used to have him on my wall, but it's done. It's
Yeah.
like if Tom Brady fucking picks up the phone, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm the head coach at Michigan, and I want you to come here. It's a done deal.
Right.
And by the way, like he's not gonna have his son in 3 years at quarterback, which I think is gonna be interesting. I would love to see
It
him
is
like
gonna be
coach another
interesting.
quarterback. I mean, obviously he's gonna be able to do it, but
Yeah.
as Trent would say, there was 1,000 other college football games on this weekend, so don't worry, it's not the only thing we're gonna talk about. But I happened to have the chance to go to LSU. They played Arkansas. It's a phenomenal game. They did not cover, and it's the second time in a row I've gone to a college and bet on. I'm gonna bet on the home team everywhere we go.
Have they
'cause
covered
I feel
yet,
like
the home team?
no,
Okay.
dude. But it's the third time in a row going to the college where the students are not confident in the team or the spread. The Alabama kids were like, I don't know if I would take 7. And then I'm talking to all the LSU kids, and obviously it's like a historic rivalry, Arkansas-LSU.
Yeah.
I think in the past 18 years there hasn't been a victory over 7 points on either side. And every kid I'm talking to is like, what's the play? And I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, it's the Tigers. Like, obviously, like, trying to get everyone fired up. And they're like, but you taking the 17? I was like, I mean, I'm going to, like, sprinkle on it because I'm here. And they're like, oh, dude, I don't know if I take the 17. And, like, all
Not
the sports books
delusional.
are legal in Louisiana, so they're taking out their phones and, like, showing me their parlays. All of them have, like, Arkansas teased up or Arkansas teased down. I was like, what am I looking at? Like, what am I actually looking like? There was, like, one kid that came over. He had, like, Arkansas plus like 9.5, and it was a 17-point spread. He like took Arkansas down to 9.5. He had like KJ to score a touchdown. It was like all Arkansas shit, and he was wearing like in a full LSU garb. And I was like, what am I looking at?
See,
Like,
that's
why are
good.
you
Not letting
showing
your
me this?
fandom get in the way of you losing coin.
But
That's
if
very
I'm like,
important.
but if I'm there, like that is just absurd. Also, there hasn't been a game on the tour yet that hasn't gone over.
Okay.
I realized that at the
Mikey
game.
overs.
It's been TCU
Yeah, that's
went
true.
over, Bama went
Alabama,
over,
mhm.
even though it probably shouldn't have gone over,
True.
and then the LSU game went over. But it was awesome. It was a great experience. Death Valley's crazy. I would say ranking the environments. I mean, Alabama's just like a clear one. I just don't know how
Really?
you beat that. Like
I don't
that
either,
was just
though.
like insane. It didn't even feel real being at Alabama.
It was just nonstop. Like it was never downtime. Like there was like a timeout or whatever. They're bumping Drake or whatever, and you're just like constantly like you
Wired.
don't want to be on your phone. That was
Wired.
the first time I was like, I just don't even want to be on my phone during halftime. Like there's
That's
just so much
crazy.
going on.
Yeah, like there's so much.
Uh-huh.
Like I would say there was downtime. But also the thing I will say that was very odd is they don't do anything on third down.
They don't
which
have
I
like a
thought-
tiger or like roar.
Nothing. I literally fall
Third
asleep.
down.
I literally fall asleep some nights with the sound of that Alabama elephant playing in my head for
Yeah.
third down. Literally though, dude. Like you sit
And they
there,
would like
dude.
flash red. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. But like I was sitting there being like, oh, first they're down, like they're gonna go crazy, and it's just like make some noise, but it's not like
No.
it's third down. Like
Yeah,
there was nothing
they
like
don't have
crazy.
it.
See, I thought their environment would be up there with Bama. Like I thought it was gonna.
I mean,
be,
it was definitely like it was a great environment. The
Okay.
fans went crazy, but it was like Bama, LSU.
Okay.
Just in terms of like, just because I feel like also like what a big game. Like Texas is in town.
Yeah.
Like big rivalry, whatever. Gonna be a big rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a crazy experience.
I'm mad that the Tiger wasn't there.
Dude, yeah, the Tiger wasn't there.
That
The
was
tiger
crazy.
wasn't there.
Tiger was not
Well,
there.
that was the whole problem.
Yeah, that's the story.
There's your
starts with
17 points.
Yeah, there's literally your 17 points.
One thing I'll
Um,
say too that they messed up, which I thought was really, really weird, when like they do like the flyovers before the game, like usually like a plane goes over, like right at the end of the national anthem. I was trying to get like a video of it. The national anthem ended, and then a minute later, helicopters came over.
It was choppers. Dude, Josh and I were looking at each other, and I was like, dude, is there going to be... I was like, get the camera ready for the planes.
Yeah.
And then it was silence, and I was like, dude, are they not going to have a flyover? And he was like...
No
Let me
way.
get my phone back out. Let me
Yeah,
get
I
my
was
phone back out.
like, Josh! And it was like two, like, just like normal choppers flew over. I was like, dude, what the fuck is happening, dude?
on?
No Blackhawks.
That's
Can't even
crazy.
bring those out.
Yeah, I was like, at least like, give me like something crazy. Like, that was nuts.
Give me a Apache
But-
or something.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but it was great. I mean, shout out all the kids that let us like come to the tailgates and stuff like that. It was really fun. Really cool stadium, great campus. Louisiana is just a very, very interesting.
They just know how to party. I feel like that's just like they know how to get
That's-
down.
That's the
They
boot.
know how to get
That's
down.
like
That's
all
the
they
boot.
did.
That's what they
Was
do.
just like that was all they did was party.
Meanwhile, Mikey's in LSU, and I'm back home splooging over Penn State. in
Yeah,
the
they're
whiteout
for
game,
real.
bro. Shut them out.
Dude, they're
Shut
for
them
real.
out.
Iowa?
Okay, yeah, that offense is
It's gotta
raw.
stop.
You
man.
mean-
But
gotta
that defense,
stop.
Iowa's defense is like raw. Like they're really, really good. They've held like most of their opponents to like below at least 10 points.
I think Penn State is playing good, given who they're facing.
Penn State's college football playoff team.
No, they're not. They're not
For
making it. They're
sure,
not making it out
dude.
there.
They have an
Big Ten.
easy road
They're
there.
not making.
Ohio State is
We
weak.
really don't. Though.
Michigan is
Who's like
weak.
who do you
They're
play?
not. They're losing those two games.
Ohio State.
I
Uh-huh.
genuinely do not think they're going to lose both those games. I think Michigan looks weak. If Rutgers can cover a spread against Michigan in Michigan,
Yeah.
you got a problem.
Wait, who's playing? Are you playing at Ohio State and not Michigan?
No, we have Michigan at home.
You have Michigan
Playing
at home.
at Ohio
okay.
State, though.
At Ohio State.
And
You
by
know
the way,
what?
Ohio State is not good. That coach getting so mad at Lou Holtz and just beating Notre Dame
Like
is
10 players on the field.
crazy.
Come
bro.
on. That was a wild. That was a good stuff. First of all, that see this is what this.
No, Ohio State is actually not good.
Notre Dame.
Ohio State
I
is not
don't
good.
think. First of all, I don't think there's a clear team right now in college football like we've had the past 3 years that's like clearly better than anybody else. Right. I think we have like 7-8 teams that are like in the hunt. Right. I think
Dude,
Ohio-
it's
Ohio State is-
Texas,
Yeah.
Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
Penn State.
I'm not giving you Penn State.
I'm not going to say USC because they're not going to be able to make
No,
it.
I'll say Penn State.
Georgia.
No, not Penn State.
No, Georgia's
No.
junk.
But Georgia is gonna make it out the
But,
East.
but they might not.
Who's gonna beat them in the East? Stop it.
Mizzou?
If you say something, Josh, stop it.
Hey, we're about to be
Stop it.
7-0 going
Stop
into that game.
Unplug
I
that
promise.
mic.
Stop it.
Get his mic. Get his mic.
That game we might lose by 40.
We're not doing this shit. Who's-
LSU. I seriously think LSU is very. Florida State.
Florida State's in there. Georgia's in there. Georgia's in there. Georgia's
I'll
gonna make it
I'll
out.
put Georgia in there.
Georgia's in there.
BYU beat Arkansas by more than LSU.
No, LSU's not gonna make it out.
I just don't see that.
Dude, yes,
They're
they
not gonna make it
are.
out. Weirdly, you're gonna see Bama weirdly make it out. They're gonna win by 1.3 points somehow and make it to the SEC championship versus
that team
Georgia,
loses another game.
where Georgia beats them and Georgia gets in. Ohio State or Michigan is gonna make it out the Big Ten. You're gonna drop 2 games.
No,
Penn
we
State.
are not.
I've seen Franklin do this shit
You've
before.
seen him with Sean Clifford or Trace McSorley, sure.
Alar is what
And
right
He's
now.
different.
And
Alar
shout
is
out-
better.
And shout out
Way better.
Christian
Right
Hackenberg. Jets alumni.
That guy was supposed to
Drafted out of Penn State.
Sure.
No, dude, I mean, you have to, like, Penn State is very good. Drew Aller is
Defense
probably a
looks
top 10 quarterback in
incredible.
college football.
Okay. Who all have you played?
Iowa, Illinois, and then week 1 we had a couple, or Delaware and WVU.
WVU
What's
just
your
beat
team?
Texas Tech, but Texas Tech lost their quarterback.
Yeah.
Beating 2 Big Ten teams the way they beat those 2 Big Ten teams.
Yeah, I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're for them to make the playoff.
Cover the
They
spread
have to
every
win the Big Ten.
We
Covering
covered the spread.
Covering the spread, not to mention.
We're talking about
Not to
football.
mention
We're not talking about betting.
covering
right
the
now.
spread every
great,
week.
Cover the
Great.
spread every week because I know we know the spread. I know we do, and we
They might
wanna
know the
make
spread.
We definitely know the
No,
spread.
they might know the spread.
It's we're gonna come on and say it once a week. We know the spread.
Texas might know the spread. I
Has
don't think you
Texas
guys
covered-
have not covered a spread.
No, Wyoming.
Wyoming. We came close. We should have, but we didn't. It was
I feel like
31-10.
every time I check the first half, Texas is up by like 2 points, and then the game ends and they win by 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is happening in that first half?
Wyoming.
Yeah, they just start slow.
Like even against Baylor, I was like, why are they only up by like 3?
If they they took complete control of that game.
thought there was,
There
like,
was never a
one-
doubt. No, and
Not
Baylor
even a
never
second?
scored a touchdown.
That makes sense.
So Dave, give me your way too early college football playoff.
I
Okay, yeah.
hate that so
I need
much
it,
because
though.
it's
You don't have to rank them,
week
but you just-
4.
It is.
You don't have
It's
to
so
rank them.
early.
Did you not hear me say way too early?
Yeah, I'm just
It's just
fucking
way
with
You
too
you.
don't need to rank them. You just need 4 teams. That
4
are
teams that are gonna be in the
You don't have to
playoffs
say 1
that
through
I
3 or
actually
4.
believe in
Yeah.
right now. Way too fucking early. Georgia's gonna find a way.
Okay.
Like it's the East. The East
That's
is
just
weak.
coaching.
This list is
Yeah,
chalked,
the
man.
East is weak.
This list is chalked.
I really like how Florida State is playing right now.
Yep.
But
Okay.
I just want to put out there, I'm always skeptical of
People forget
teams.
Clemson should have beat them though from that
Crazy,
field goal.
Crazy.
They missed it.
Crazy. But I'm always skeptical of teams that play amazing in August. Like you don't want to play because bad shit happens. People get hurt. ACL goes missing. That's football. But right now, I say Georgia. I say Florida State. I need 2 more teams.
I
And
know it
who's
hurts,
making
but
it
go ahead.
out? Out the Big Ten, Ohio State is gonna make it out. Somehow, some way.
What?
Somehow,
Neither
some
win
way, they're
one.
gonna make it out. Ohio
This team
State's
is
gonna make it
not
out.
good.
They don't. See,
Marvin
that's-
Harrison just snapped his ankle.
It's all right.
Hey,
And they
just go ahead
still
and slide
no,
OU or Texas. Go ahead. I know you don't want to.
And the Big 12 is going to be in there, and whoever wins unfortunately, whoever wins out of OU and UT in the Red River rivalry is going to make it to the college football playoff. And I wish that both team loses. One of those teams.
What would your too early be then?
Oh man. Okay. I don't want to say. I mean Texas. If Quinn can be consistent, I really do believe in us and our defense. Our defense is crazy. If they show up, we've been playing good teams. And
Who?
Bama.
Bama.
Who the fuck are you played?
Bama ain't like that this year. They almost lost to what's they called?
No, they didn't.
UCF.
Well, that was with their backup. You
blow
can't
out
do
every
that.
game,
You
but
can't
they
do
played
that.
the second and third.
I just don't want to hear that.
Same.
Ole Miss is a pretty dang good team, and they handle business. I'm gonna slide Georgia in there because I'm with you. I do think they find a way. I think that's all I got right now. I really can't fill in those other 2
No
spots.
Michigan, no Ohio State.
I think it's going to be Penn State.
You think Penn State is
Dude,
winning the
I-
Big Ten?
No, dude, I genuinely think this year is going to be very odd.
Yeah.
And I think Penn State having the 4 games that they had to start the season,
Mm-hmm.
all it does is start Drew Aller with confidence, and that's all you need to win the Big Ten is a confident quarterback.
I do like
Penn
him.
State
He's
has
good.
the best defense in the Big Ten almost every year, tied with Michigan, Ohio State. They just never have an offense to match it.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They haven't had a
always the
quarterback.
same size.
Mm-hmm.
The same. They normally, if you rank those defenses, it normally goes Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, or Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, but Penn State is always up there. They just have never had an offense to do it. This offense for Penn State is probably up there with the best in the Big Ten now.
People forget
Do you
Purdue
think
made the Big
this-
Ten
Do you
championship.
think this? Yeah, because they're on the week. I hate teams
Those
that have
cakewalks.
those fucking
Michigan?
division
Yeah,
pisses me off.
Michigan,
Mm.
Do you think Penn State offense is better than Notre Dame's offense?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they're going to beat the shit out of you. Notre Dame just has, I think, one of the best quarterbacks in college football, but they don't, like, their talent isn't impressive around them other than Estienne, the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State has talent around Drew Aller, where I feel like Sam Hartman makes those guys better. So, like, from an offense perspective on paper, like, Penn State has better offense, but Sam Hartman's a better quarterback with less talent, as what I feel.
I just don't like, and I think also this is week 4, right? We're having this take in week 4.
Yeah.
As far as the 4 games that I've watched Penn State play, which obviously because of you, I've actually have to pay attention to them. They're doing. I'm not impressed in the way of, like, I'm not saying that like he's fucking average. I think he's good. I think he's also, like, you can tell that he's a freshman out there, right? In the way of, like, there's not the level of consistency that I think that you're going to need to go to Columbus
Yeah, I agree with that.
and come out with a dub.
But which is fine, though, because J.J. McCarthy looks unimpressive at Michigan, and Ohio State didn't even look that impressive in Notre Dame.
They won, like, that game.
And you
is
just
always
lost
gonna be
Marvin
tough.
Harrison. Like, that ankle was completely
No, but Ohio
sideways.
State. That's the thing, dude. Ryan Day is gonna find a way to make it out like that side. Like,
Ryan Day is a bot. Either way, I'm going to go Penn State, Penn State, Florida State, Oregon, Georgia. That'd be my
Ooh.
4.
Interesting.
wait, say
That'd
that
be my
again.
4. Penn State, Florida State, Oregon, Georgia.
That would be.
And then we'll
crazy
move on from college football.
playoff.
That
I
was
do.
really
I could back you up on Oregon. I think Oregon could find their way.
Oregon, yeah, some way.
They're going to win the Pac-12.
Yeah,
James
Without a doubt.
Franklin has been working Drew Aller into the, like, each game. Like, he's been giving him little Dak dump offs, like, to get his confidence going, and then he finally is like, all right, uncork one. I don't know if he can do that against a team where we're losing early to Ohio State or Michigan, where he's like, all right, Drew, like, throw your 3 little,
That is
go-
normal, though, because those coaches want them to get into rhythm. You see the same with Quinn. They want him to, like, be confident,
Yeah,
get
but
that
when
rhythm.
they take the chains off of Drew, he can fucking...
Yeah, I think he can. He can throw that
he's,
thing.
He's got a nice ball. He threw a really, really nice little.
no, he does. He's very
touch pass.
talented. He's very, like, and I think it's like, and again, he's a freshman, right? Like,
Yeah,
he
He's gonna be
has,
a dog.
and he's gonna be like, I think Penn State is for sure.
No,
like,
they got
on the
one.
right. It's
Yeah.
just. For me, in the Big Ten, I mean, it's gonna come down to Ohio State, Michigan, bro. I don't know why we're doing this. We do this shit every fucking year,
No,
bro.
but here's the thing. This isn't your mother or your father's Ohio State and Michigan team. These teams are not as
Agreed,
good.
agreed,
I've
agreed.
watched
I don't
all
think-
like I've watched way too much Big Ten football. It's the only thing I do actually
yeah.
watch.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, fucking this is not a good Ohio State football team.
No, I don't think they
It's not.
win. The question isn't is Ohio State or Michigan winning the national championship. I'm just saying for them to make it, they just have to beat, like, the Big Ten out of Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. It's like there's a clear drop off, right, with the rest. It comes down to those 3 teams. What I'm saying is, out of those 3 teams, I trust Ohio State and Michigan to find a way to get there
Fair.
more than
Of
I
course.
trust Penn State. That's all I'm saying. I think Penn State, first of all, Penn State is a 10-win team floor
Maybe Texas over Oregon.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe Texas over Oregon.
over Oregon.
I feel like...
We
But
gotta
Oregon
handle
gotta
our
go through
business.
more. Oregon
Texas
got to
over
beat
there,
Utah. Oregon got to beat USC. Like, there's tough. The Pac-12 has been the best, which is RIP to the Pac-12, but has been the best that we've seen in a while. Washington is asking questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Forget
I
about
had
them.
questions about Penix
Forget about
before the
them.
season. I'm getting them shits answered.
It is a long season.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say week 4.
Week 4.
It's a long season.
Speaking of questions being answered, I'm going to put my hand up and say I sat on this set and I questioned your Jared Goff rushing touchdown.
Yes. Young
And
Chels.
probably the most you could question a square on Prize Picks in my entire life, and it cashed in week 3 of the NFL.
I posted like the recap video of like my reaction plus like me being like on this exact chair being like Jared Goff, nuts on the table, but I didn't put your move on, bro. Move on. Shit's not hitting.
Because
And,
it
like-
shouldn't have it, but either way. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I'm super hyped, and that was something that I didn't know we'd get this early in the season.
But in that moment, he's on the one. Like, what's going through your head? You would literally have half. All you need is
He
one from
he
him.
was on the 4.
Or on the 4.
So he was on the 1 earlier in that game, and they didn't fucking let him go.
No.
And earlier in that game, Jared Goff was sprinting towards the end zone and got tripped up at like the 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just, I don't know what they did after that. But
So
he was.
You're getting teased
The
all day.
signs were there.
the
Like,
signs
it,
were- I
like
was
they were wanting
I was
him.
like, that was his chance.
Yeah.
So my main point is like, no David Montgomery. Like, that's their goal line back because they don't love giving it to Gibbs on the goal line. And then, what else was my other reasoning? I forget what it was. There was like a combination of things that came together. It was like, this is his week to do it. So surprised they did it though.
There's that little thing.
I was like, this is now or never. And I was like, oh my god, wait, they're doing it. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was nice. That's a read option, right?
It was read option, yeah.
So he pulled it from Gibbs and just took off 4-yard touchdown. I mean, Falcons were kind of getting beaten up anyway that game. They were already up like a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Someone go through the bucket.
Just nice, man, because
It's big.
the announcer, I feel like the announcer might have tailed. Because he was
Is that
like-
Jared Goff?
The announcer was like, and that is Jared Goff's first ever rushing touchdown as a Detroit Lion. And I was like, you damn right. So that was, I don't know, that's
awesome.
He was like,
exhilarating.
and shout out Chell guy. I mean, shit. We gotta cut to commercial.
But that was electric. And I honestly, keeping up with our college football season-long entry, dude, that looks
Looks really good.
Really
Trevon
good.
Henderson. Trevon Henderson.
Trayvon Henderson,
was-
Ohio
Yeah.
State running
He
back.
is absolutely popping
Feasting.
off. He's
Johnny
doing his
Wilson,
thing.
Feasting.
Aller had
Johnny
four.
Wilson.
Aller had
Carson
4 passes.
Steele.
Carson Steele.
We got lied to. Someone told us he was a running back too.
Starting to
Absolutely not.
feast.
Definitely the starter.
Starting to feast.
Yep.
I feel like we have an injury in there though somewhere.
Malachi,
Yeah, Corley.
Corley.
He's fine, I think.
Is he good?
I think he's fine now.
He's
He was
playing,
injured.
he's good.
Yeah.
And Aller had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Drew Aller. That might have been free cheese.
Yeah.
And our NFL one looks okay, but Trayvon Diggs is
He's gonna be a DMP.
out for the season.
Yeah.
DMP.
Which is probably why you saw the Cowboys lose to the Cardinals this weekend. I feel like trying to figure out. I feel like them losing Trayvon Diggs.
That's a big cut.
Not to talk about it again though, is like losing a Travis Hunter on defense for college. Like he just does so much in terms of like going in person watching the Jets play. Like he takes a side of the field away.
It does.
Like you're not really scared to throw at Stephon Gilmore in that secondary. I feel like obviously Stephon Gilmore has that reputation, but you're not like scared to throw at Gilmore. Like it is genuinely scary when your quarterback throws at Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, because you know he can catch.
Because he goes
A lot
for
of
the
DBs
ball.
can.
Like he goes. People forget that he started as a receiver at Alabama
Mhm.
and then was flipped to DB because again it's a tough place to play receiver at Alabama.
Yeah.
So like he's a ball hawk, right? And
Mhm.
that means a lot. The Cardinals Cowboys game was just weird. Before the season, because I've been higher on Dak the last few years, and I came with
Dude, he's
questions.
junk.
I came with questions this year. I was like, we have to like ask serious questions about Dak because they give him $170 million.
Dude, he's
right?
junk.
Crazy.
Dude, he's
Crazy.
junk.
So
Like
you
crazy.
give the guy $170 million, and then you get to the red zone,
Yeah.
and you don't.
And you don't let him throw the
Yeah.
ball.
They're
He's
so scared.
junk.
And don't let him throw
The
the ball.
pick he threw was triple
Crazy.
coverage.
No, I didn't even see a
Bruh.
Cowboys jersey.
Bruh.
Was there
Yeah, they
one?
were like, "What are you
There was-
covering?"
I generally don't even know if there was one.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I didn't
like
know who was gonna catch that ball.
he tried to bullet pass it. There was a guy behind the linebacker, but it
That
would have
shit
to be
was
like
never-
a touch pass
Bro.
and timed perfectly. But there was a small window where he was open, like
no,
real
he
small.
is, and that's what the problem is. I feel like the minute they got down, it was like, oh fuck, Dak's gonna have to
fucked.
throw
No,
the
he
ball.
has to
Yeah.
throw it.
And now we're
Yeah.
fucked.
His
dude.
red zone, the Cowboys' red zone offense is one of like the worst. Like I mean,
It's
we
pretty bad.
really saw the last 2 weeks too, because against the Jets it was the exact same thing. They can move the ball from the 20 to the opposite 20, but then they get to
Dude,
that
they
20.
settled for like 5 field goals.
Yeah, because they can't like it gets condensed.
They
and
don't trust him to
He
throw
doesn't
it,
know
too.
what he's looking at. He
And-
really
He's no
doesn't.
better than Zach Wilson in the red zone.
Which is wild because they give him 170. I ain't gonna say Zach
Let's
Wilson.
let's think though.
I'm not gonna give you Zach.
He used to
Wilson.
have Zeke, one of the best red zone rushing running backs in the league. Like he would just give
Mhm.
to Zeke.
Yeah, and just
get
go.
5
Yeah.
touchdown. That's why he was so good in fantasy
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
He lost Dalton Schultz. That
Dalton
was a big.
Schultz.
That was a nice guy to have in the red zone. I
Yeah.
feel like Jake Ferguson.
Fuck that guy.
Ferguson.
He has
Yeah.
no hands.
Fuck that guy.
No hands.
You don't like Ferguson?
Dates Haley Cavinder now.
No
yeah, it's true,
way.
He is dating Haley
I didn't know
Cavinder.
You're
that.
tapped in.
She picked a mid-ass tight end on the Cowboys. Are you fucking kidding me? I guarantee that guy's out of the league in 3 years.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
you gotta got some good comp.
That's
some good comp.
crazy.
You got to
Mike
grab.
Rovers.
I just want Ferguson to know I tried my best. Like I feel like we competed. You know, like we might have not actually competed, but
training
like
camp.
There was no one else that shot a better shot than us.
That's crazy.
I went to war with you. I tried
no
my
one
hardest.
else. No way he shot a better shot than us.
No, 100%
Like,
not.
no, there's no
You know
way.
he was like, sup, in the DMs.
Yeah,
and we're
man.
making whole
She saw
TikTok
that
videos.
cowboy and was like,
Yeah, he got a star on the side of his helmet.
and I got
Just wait till
Bookit B.
wait till we get paid. Wait till we
I
get paid.
No, I unfollowed her.
Wow,
That's
good.
ins-
Good for
dude,
you.
that's moving on.
Stand your ground.
No, that's growth.
Yeah.
That's me taking a stand in my personal life.
100%.
I unfollowed
But
her.
also, like, fuck everyone on Twitter who told me Cowboys were the safest survivor pick.
Who told you that?
Everyone on Twitter. I
That's
tweeted out, I was like,
crazy.
hey guys, I'm trying to get to the Super Bowl. I need to win 13 more weeks of Survivor. Who do I take? Everyone's like, Cowboys. Like, lock it in.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, just get the easy one out of the week.
Yeah, you
The
get the
easy one.
Cowboys out of the way
Just
now.
make sure you go see week 4, all right?
Ravens too.
Bro,
I mean, there's so many
crazy.
survivor pools that were
Crazy.
just crushed.
Hey, shout out to the Browns for getting me through this week.
But should we
That's
have
always
the
a win.
conversation that Josh Dobbs might be a Hall of Famer?
He looked good. James Conner's had it.
But should we have that
Is it done?
conversation?
No.
This Cardinals team
What
was
he-
projected no wins, and they came in and waterbathed their coach after one win.
Yeah.
And they could be 3-0. Like
They
they
could
were
be,
in
yeah.
That's
the
the
first two
crazy
games.
part. They had an
were in
absolute
them.
meltdown
Like,
last week.
Last week especially, but like
Yeah.
in the first game, like they didn't play bad. Like
No.
maybe Gannon's a good coach.
Stop
They-
it.
Stop
Stop
it,
it,
Apparently
bro.
they
You
really like
won.
playing
Just
for
the
him.
one video, just the
Was
one
Gannon
video
the guy that was like,
so
shots?
Yes,
that him?
yes,
bad.
yes.
Rondale Moore. Yeah,
And the driving the bus thing or riding the bus,
riding the
that's
bus.
that guy.
He's like, yeah.
Who took the bus
Who took the bus today?
Who drove their car?
I want killers. It's like, what? What are you? Did you take the bus, coach?
Apparently
What
that
the fuck are
fired
you
them up.
talking
Oh,
about?
that video literally is gonna go down history when he's I don't know who Rondell Moore or whoever the fuck he was talking to. He's like, pew, pew, pew. shots. And he's
I
just
like
like,
you, just pew pew.
Yeah.
what?
Bro,
Like, if you're that player, you're like,
What are
I'm
you
like, what's
talking
up?
about?
what do you mean shots? Like,
He's just
what is
talking.
happening? But no, there's a lot of big upsets. You had the Cowboys versus the Cardinals. You had the Colts beat the Ravens. But I feel like this happens to the Ravens every year. There's going to be 2 more games like that where they lose to horrible
Yeah.
teams for no reason.
Texans beat the Jags.
Texans beat the Jags, and I feel like we need to have the conversation
CJ
that
Stroud.
Trevor Lawrence is not good.
So
Or at least mid.
I
Mid.
Now that
mid.
defense was getting burnt.
Mid. He's mid. He's on my fantasy team, so I watch him every fucking weekend. Mid. With that offense,
you
mid.
give him a really. He's got the target. I don't know. The thing is, I said something like, "Oh, like joking around, like, oh, I better start warming up that backup QB or something." And the dude was like, I had a bunch of people just flood my DMs. I was like, "Fuck, I didn't know Jags fans rode for T-Law." Like
Oh, they're
that.
crazy fans.
No,
They're crazy
I
fans.
actually said, I tweeted out,
They
there, I was
ride.
like, should we have the conversation that Trevor Lawrence is mid? Reaction was pretty positive.
What?
People thought he was
Wow.
like, dude, he mid, man.
Oh my! But people, this dude's like, that's how I know you're not watching the fucking game because T-Law ain't the fucking problem. Like, he's just like going off on me. I'm like, dude, I'm watching the game. Like, it's
They
not
have
looking too
passionate
hot.
fans.
You guys are
I'm
losing.
telling you,
They have
niggas
passionate
not to get
fans.
behind. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got fucking Nick out there bitching already.
Duval.
I'm so pressed right now.
You had
Jill
to,
sitting back there shaking like,
He's
fuck.
Nah,
like,
dude,
I
I got-
fucking hit this episode,
dude,
man.
I got
This one's the
Trevor-
worst.
Dude, I got Trevor and Etienne. They're fucking both mid. That team is fucking junk.
Stop.
That
Etienne
team
is
never
actually
drafted.
kinda
No,
that
we got to
sorry
talk
asshole.
about CJ. CJ's
CJ.
Dalton.
No,
He's
good.
Dalton.
He's good.
Hey,
They're letting-
I told everyone, I thought he should have been the #1 draft pick.
dog.
He should have been the #1 draft pick. You know, I
that's
don't like
'cause
Bryce.
Also, you a Bryce Young hater.
But
hating on
I
Bryce
didn't
Dude, a
know.
hater.
No. So let me explain myself.
Hater.
I have nothing against Bryce Young. I've just watched him
Bro.
play football,
No, he's the player.
and I'm not impressed. I could go throw 200 at Bama around 5 stars too.
Bro.
I can actually dot that thing, if you know. But it's
But you
nothing
just- but-
against him personally.
No,
I want to
you
see.
have-
I
yeah,
want to
no,
see him
no.
Yeah,
succeed.
you
I
don't
want to
like
make
him
that
as
very
a
clear.
player. Yeah.
I just don't believe in him, and that's okay. He could prove me wrong.
But don't say you don't have anything against him because you do.
You don't like
That was a safety at Texas. Right?
That's crazy.
That was a safety.
I knew that was coming.
I
I
knew
know
it.
that was coming. She was waiting
knew
for it.
You know
She
that
gonna
was a
put it out
safety.
there.
It's textbook.
I will
Man.
say though, he got drafted in the worst position by
Yeah.
far, for sure. That
Yeah.
team, that Panthers team is bad. He hasn't looked good,
Yeah.
other than when he sucked my soul for no reason and just like drove down the field for literally no reason. I think Anthony Richardson looks great, other than the
Yeah,
injury.
he's gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
but
no,
CJ Stroud, I feel like, is
No,
shocking.
he's done.
And
Done.
Tank Dell is also.
Tank Dell. Get to know him.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that kid is unconscious. He probably should have like been like
And
taken way
is
higher.
Michi hurt right
Yeah,
now?
he's
Yeah,
still
Michi's
hurt.
Just
hurt.
imagine when he has Michi
They're
back.
working him back.
He's gonna
Okay.
be
I
live,
think he's healthy, but they're working him back because he just got
Yup.
cleared for leukemia in the offseason, and he was
which
coming
is
off an injury.
crazy.
That's right.
Make sure
Which
you
is
go
crazy.
pick up Tank Dell, right?
I already picked him up in our
In
league.
your fantasy league.
Oh,
Make sure you go
wow,
pick up
that's a
Tank
big
Dell.
pickup.
I needed it.
I picked him up last week because I felt like Stroud was finally starting to look his way instead of Nico Collins. I was like, dude, why is he throwing at Nico Collins? Like, is he
Yeah, it doesn't
that-
make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but Nico Collins, nothing this week, pretty
Yeah.
much. He has Robert Woods too. Like they have
No, they have a squad.
Texans kind of have a
No,
squad.
they
They do. They're
Damian
young.
Pierce is also
Let's
a
go.
duh.
Yeah, no,
They're young.
They got what's his name, D'Amico. Was it D'Amico Ryan? Yeah, from the Niners. He was a defensive coordinator with the Niners. Now he's their head coach
Say
there.
his name.
Huh?
Say his name.
D'Amico Ryan.
No, the other guy on that defense.
Will Anderson.
No,
Who you talking
Stingley.
about? Huh?
Stingley.
Oh,
Sting-
Stingley, the
oh my
corner.
gosh, Sting. Are we gonna?
No.
Do you want to
No,
make
no.
that take again?
No.
Are we
we're not.
are we doing this again?
I'm gonna make the take, but we're not gonna argue
Yeah, I
about
don't
it.
even know what you guys are talking
I'm gonna make the take, but we're not gonna argue about it because it's gonna take way too long.
Okay. I'm not gonna say a single thing.
The
I'm just gonna
LSU
look at
national
you.
championship team with Joe Burrow would have beat the Houston Texans of last year with Davis Mills. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Stop it. Just stop.
Stingley,
Just stop.
Clyde- okay,
Just
we're not gonna have it.
stop.
We're
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna
have
lie
it.
to you, Mikey. We actually talked about that before you got here yesterday. We talked about. Oh, that was crazy.
I was on
That's
your
good.
I was on your side.
He was on your
which
side.
isn't great.
That
Also,
He
can
was
you
on your-
that didn't
imagine?
help.
Can you imagine?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Jelly back
Can you
then.
imagine?
I ain't gonna
Jelly,
lie to you.
Jelly was
That
on your
didn't help.
side. That's
That didn't
crazy.
help.
Wait,
But
real quick, does anybody have Mike Williams on their fantasy team?
I do.
No.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
What?
Also, shout out Keenan Allen for 41 points yesterday.
Wait, what happened to Mike Williams?
Tore his
ACLs.
ACL.
Oh,
He got
it's-
carted out.
Oh no.
Yeah, he got carted out.
So
Officially,
official?
he's done. Yeah.
I hate to see. I'm sorry.
Shout out
Carlos.
Quinton Johnson.
Go Frogs.
Just dropped him.
Quinton? You could probably still pick him up.
You better pick him
I
up.
wouldn't want to pick him
Can't,
up.
bro. I just fucking dropped him. What do you mean I gotta pick him up?
How are you gonna replace him?
Mikey, by the way, you can have Brees Hall. You can have him.
Okay.
You know who I
All
dropped?
right, hold on.
You know who
That
I
was
dropped?
fucking
I don't like the way.
I didn't like the way you said that.
That's
at all.
crazy.
That was fucking
She's
crazy.
like, yeah,
While we're
just-
here,
I'll give
while
it
we're on
to
the
her.
topic.
Just you can have it.
While we're here, State of the Union on the Jets. I'll give it. Okay. Here's what I'll say. I believe in Zach Wilson. I do. But okay. Everybody, relax. I believe in Zach Wilson in terms of, I believe in our process, I believe in what we're building, and I believe in Robert Saleh. And I think for Robert Saleh to say he gives us the best chance to win, I agree. I don't think Tim Boyle gives us a better chance to win.
Okay.
I think when you have those two options, he gives us the best chance to win. I also think he shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. But
There it is. That's what I was wanting.
our defense, I think, is the best defense in the NFL. We've just been put in situations where when you're on the field for close to the entire game, it's hard to win games. But when you hold
Yeah.
the team to 15 points, you have to win those games.
You have to.
Which is what we did. We stopped the Patriots. They only scored one touchdown. Like, you have to win those games. You have to win those games. And we're not winning those games right now, which is frustrating. But I'm keeping the faith.
He's just so tough.
I have a question.
Come
for
on,
you.
man.
Do you know how many passing yards Zach Wilson threw for?
I don't know. I know he had the same amount of passing touchdowns as Keenan Allen.
Which is crazy.
But you know what, though? I will say this. I think Tony Romo is right. I watched that game with Josh in the car. We're blaming Zach Wilson for a lot of problems that aren't his fault. There was a lot of time, 3rd and long, 2nd and long, where we threw the ball and there wasn't a receiver open. Where when you look at what he's looking at, everyone is covered. And Tony Romo made that point 10 plus times. So it's not just Zach, but he makes mistakes.
He does.
Brees too.
Yeah, we're also
can't-
not running the ball with him.
Yeah, you like, but his whole thing was like he asked for more touches, and I was like, all right, sounds like I'm starting him in fantasy. He was negative yards at like
Yeah,
halftime.
but,
But
like,
we're not giving him good touches.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
1st and 10s on our own 20. It's
fair.
It's 2nd and 20s on our own 30.
Like he's too good to be like bottled up like that. Like I wish they would use him more in the pass game a little bit. Like it's Dalvin Cook,
Yeah,
but I'm
no,
like, give it
Brees
to
for
Brees,
sure.
let him work.
Dalvin is washed.
Like let Brees work.
Like Dalvin is bad.
Yeah,
I
he's
think-
not-
I
Dalvin
just
Cook
don't like
is
their
bad.
usage of Brees.
It's also
Brees.
tough. Like I feel like again we talked about this before the game, but like playing against the Patriots, right? What Bill Belichick is gonna go in the Hall of Fame for is to take the best thing that you can do, like away, right? Like he does that. And when you play the Jets last week, you go into that stadium knowing that if we stop the run, we have a good chance to win, right? Where I agree with your take on the Jets is I think for the Jets to bring in another quarterback, they're going to have to give up like way more than they want to, because they already had like, I mean, dude, they mortgaged the future to get Rodgers there. It's just unfortunate that 4 plays into the season that shit is done.
Dude, 4.
Yeah, it's just we just got to move on around that.
That hurts. Yeah.
Zach is just not a good quarterback.
No.
Like he's just not. But
we
he's
don't have a better
Yeah, you don't have an option. You just got to ride this season out. Like you have. That's what Salah can't say. That unfortunately, the guy who we mortgage the future against is down. So I'm gonna need you guys to just watch this, and hopefully next year he comes back and he's better, because Zach ain't it, bro.
Dude,
he's not.
watching it is tough.
I know.
Probably about as tough as Josh watching the Bears right now.
I
I feel like
think ours is a little worse. Maybe.
can I get a quick Josh State of the Union on the Bears?
Yeah.
Just like
Bears.
really quick. Diehard Bears fan. What's
The Bears are dead. Everybody on the Bears roster is dead.
Week 4 take is
There's might be
crazy.
2 players on the Bears roster that are worth keeping, and it's Tremaine Edmonds, and I don't even know if it's DJ Moore anymore. Like we needed.
Roshan Johnson.
Yeah, Roshan, good, but he's also like, what are you gonna do with like the worst offensive line in the entire NFL, and you're down 40 the entire game? You're gonna run the ball with Roshan Johnson?
Do you blow the team up?
I think me and Mikey were actually like having hypothetical trade talks. I think Justin Fields would fit very well on the Jets.
Yeah, dude. We give him Zach Wilson. We give him Zach Wilson.
We tank. We lose 17 games.
We give him a couple picks. Zach Wilson. We get Justin Fields, get him out of the situation. They tank with Zach, and they get one of these quarterbacks.
Now. You have to do it like now.
First of all, you can't do that if you're the Jets. Why? Because was it next year? You have to pay him. You already. First of all, you just got
Aaron Rodgers. You have to pay Aaron Rodgers.
Whatchamacallit?
No, but Fields.
No, but
Fields got 2 more years. He's got 2 more years. I guess they can
Yeah.
like pick up his option his 5th year.
Yeah.
But that's more just like give him a guy that can like make plays.
Let's
with
see
his
what we
feet
can do
as
now.
well.
And then Rodgers comes back. They battle. Whatever.
What? You don't want
You're a
Fields
football
and
player.
Rodgers.
I mean, Justin Fields wouldn't start over Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Like
No,
that's just like a
fuck no.
1-year thing. Like maybe he gets them to the playoffs.
Or we revive his
Maybe.
career enough to where another team will want him.
Career's not
I
dead.
just think is.
Oh, his
I mean,
career's dead.
his
Justin
career-
Fields
With the
career's
Bears, his
dead.
career is dead.
No, it's not.
It is dead.
Relax. It's week 4. You lost
It doesn't.
against.
It's been 2 years of this.
We haven't seen
exact
anything get better.
It's every week. He's never had a singular game with the Bears where he's
I
consistently been
shouldn't
able
have
to
got
throw
him
the ball.
started.
That's crazy.
Shouldn't
We
have got him
we
started, man.
going.
Shouldn't
Never
got
been
him
able to throw the ball consistently for an entire game.
I get that. I agree with that.
Okay, but let's be real, though. You also
coordinator.
had the Taylor Swift game.
That is fair.
I feel like any team that walked into Arrowhead with Taylor Swift in the crowd was going to lose that game by 40, and I'll tell you exactly why. I received this text this morning.
From Patrick Mahomes.
I received this text this morning. Kind of crazy that Taylor Swift just decided to put this random NFL player on the map, and now he's a huge deal.
Whoa.
So if you thought,
That's wild.
The
If you-
disrespect.
if you thought
It's kind of true.
If you thought that the Taylor Swift game was going to go any other way against any dude, it could have been the fucking Patriots with Brady. When Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce are playing and Taylor Swift is in the stands, that team was going to get their shit kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Their shit kicked in.
And the audacity from Andy Reid to throw Patrick Mahomes back out there just to get Kelce a touchdown and then take him out.
They
Yeah.
needed to get him one, though. You needed to get, like,
Yeah, he had to score.
if you're
Come on,
Taylor
man.
Swift,
Did you
yeah,
watch
you're
the-
probably the closest like to Taylor Swift out of the 4 of us in
Correct.
terms of being able to understand. Like, you're at the game
Yeah.
and he doesn't score, but it's a 40-point blowout. Like, great game. I had a lot of fun, but like,
We're breaking up.
No, there was a point I was like, halftime, we might be on Taylor leave and watch. Like it was
No,
boring at that point. He hadn't
Mahomes
scored.
was limping off at halftime. Like they were up 31. I was like, sportsbooks are rubbing their mitts together.
dude, grub.
But it's especially when he was like, oh, like your shows are crazy, but watch how it is when we're playing there. But then he doesn't score. That's a problem.
No, he had.
We
I
have a
literally
problem. He has
told
to score.
Josh. I was like, yo. He was like, no, dude, Pat Hurtang might not come out. I was like, Pat's coming out.
Yeah.
Because Travis needs a touchdown.
Yeah.
Travis got a touchdown. Took them both out. Did anyone else see how many yards he finished the game with?
69.
'Cause
69.
it was exactly 69. Wow. And a touchdown. You want to talk about
You think
not
that wasn't
missing.
planned?
Dude, not missing at the highest levels what Travis Kelce's doing right now.
Dude, he's winning.
He's winning at
He's
live.
winning. He's winning.
I was telling Dave he has a successful podcast,
Bro.
obviously 2-time Super Bowl champion,
Hey.
one of the best tight ends ever.
Go.
lot
And
of
then
philanthropy
Taylor
work.
Swift.
Crazy.
Dogging Taylor Swift.
Which is, that's wild.
Which, by the way, like I feel like I'll be the one to say it. I feel like I'm normally the one that'll say shit like this.
Pause.
They only hung out. They said casually hanging out when it was reported. From when he did the bracelet bit to when they said it was reported, I think it was like 4 weeks.
Damn.
The amount of dick he has to be dropping
Okay.
off. But just hear me out.
No, but think about
The
her.
quality of dick that he has to be dropping off for her to go, you know what? I'll sit in the stadium next to your mother.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Meeting the mom.
Oh yeah, no.
They're not even, you don't even know if they're official yet. They might be hanging out for like 3 weeks. It might only be 3 weeks. And he's traveling on the weekends. The quality of dick he must be dropping off.
See, I think it's flip-flopped. You know what Taylor's laying
But
down
she
to be
ha-
with moms?
But she has to meet the mom. That's a him
Yeah.
being like,
Yeah,
I want you to
she
meet my
must
mom,
go.
and her being like,
But that's
I want to
her
meet
like
your mom.
laying it down to
Let
be like, yeah, I'll let you meet my mom.
Let me
But then her knowing her status and going, I'll go public with you.
teach you.
Maybe
a
they're
term.
just having great sex.
Let me teach you a term.
I'll say it. Like maybe they're just, it's just the perfect amount.
All Mikey
They're
wants to do
both
is
just bringing
watch.
A game.
Yeah,
That's all Mikey
That's what we're
wants.
seeing.
They're making magic
You,
in
you
that
want to watch
bedroom.
film?
They're making magic in that
You
bedroom.
Taylor
wouldn't
Taylor
watch
Swift
that
has VC. Taylor Swift has VC. Voodoo Cooch. I promise you, Voodoo Cooch. When you're
Why
in
are
that
you saying
shit,
that like voodoo cooch is a term?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a very common term.
Coming to who?
I've never heard
Voodoo
that.
Cooch.
75% of America use it.
Yeah, 75%.
You've never heard of Voodoo Cooch?
Then like Travis might have VD. That's an STI. That's a venereal disease.
VID.
That's a venereal disease. That's a venereal disease. Voodoo dick. Like that's why that's not a term. Like that's just not a like.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with her?
VC is also like 2K currency.
Yeah, I thought that you were talking about
For sure,
currency.
dude.
I was like, she is kind of dripped
She's
out.
got Voodoo Cooch.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Educate the people.
Also, did you guys see the post conference with Patrick Mahomes going, "Yeah, I knew I had to get him a touchdown today."
Bro,
he fucking said that.
I'm all duh.
Dude,
It's
that-
Taylor Swift.
And it was minus 145.
That was the biggest lie I've ever heard. That he was like, yeah, Travis just like said shit in pass, and he was like, she's coming to the game this weekend. There's no way.
Why would he lie about that?
No, I'm saying like they knew. Like Travis was like, yo, she's coming. I need to have the game. And Pat was like, I got you. Like it was not like an in passing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
just the biggest pop star probably of our generation is gonna be at the game.
Yeah.
Like in passing. Like
Yeah.
With
they're
my mom.
best friends.
With my mom.
You know, he was like, yo, like at halftime even he was like, yo, you need to get me one, and then you can go off. And Pat was like, all right, I'll get you
I
one.
got you. For sure gonna get him one. It's first of all, it's Taylor Swift, bro.
And they're playing the Bears.
Yeah. Which by the way,
No, it's literally like, who wants to score next?
He's like,
Travis?
"Check it, you get yours
Patrick
yet?"
Mahomes
He's like,
did
"Yeah."
whatever he wanted the entire
Yeah.
game.
No, he
Whatever
did.
you want.
He
And
did.
then Mizzou legend Blaine Gabbert came in and gave us a couple freebies.
Mizzou
There it
legend.
is.
Mizzou
There it
legend
is.
is crazy.
But no, the Chiefs are on a legendary run. Like this 30 for 30 is gonna be crazy. They had
Yeah.
Taylor Swift in the house. Like this team is doing shit that like shouldn't be done.
It's gonna be a dynasty.
I also feel like we talked about it a little bit. I would love your take on it because I feel like you said it in passing downstairs a little bit.
hmm
People I feel are also completely overreacting to like the quality of relationship they might have. Like there was a video of them walking through the tunnel after the game where there was not a lot of affection showed or whatever. He just played a football game, probably exhausted. She's probably had a couple of drinks. This is their first time being seen out in public. Like Travis looked at the cameraman like, no way you're filming this right now. Like there's no way you're filming this. And he was like, what's good, bro? Like out of the corner of his eye. Like, what did you want them to do?
That's my whole thing. People are like, well, why aren't they holding hands? Normally, like, fresh couples are holding hands. I'm like, he just walked out of the locker room. And, like, you don't have to be holding hands. It's brand new. Like, we really don't know, like, their status. I'm assuming they're pretty close to dating, if not already dating. But, like, I wouldn't be like, hey, let's make sure we're holding hands as you got out of the locker room. They were still, like, in the facility.
Bro, they caught a 20-second clip.
Yeah.
By the
No,
way-
it was 4 seconds.
They were just coming through.
Who
It's
kn- they could have walked
crazy.
by and then been like, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see that.
Like I saw people were like, because I guess Travis rode into like his convertible, and it was like him and Taylor.
Okay, I didn't see
and
that.
people were like, "Oh yeah, like they're for sure doing this for show, for publicity." I was like, first of all,
She doesn't need that.
I was like, first of all,
Yeah, she doesn't need that, and he doesn't
he
need
don't
that.
care about. He
It
did
helps.
I just think, look, Taylor, we just got called headies, right? Taylor is used to not date like athletes. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
people that are just not regular in the sense because then the hairstyle isn't regular.
No.
Like he's a dog, right?
Yep.
I mean, but like he's not a dog.
He's
You know what I'm
not a
saying?
dog.
Travis Kelce is a dog.
Yeah.
He's going watermelon sugar. Huh? Travis Kelce's running over like fucking Asante's hand.
Easy. You feel me? Like it's a completely.
Harry Styles is wearing dresses.
Yeah,
Travis
you
Kelce
feel
is
me?
catching
Yeah,
69 yards
come on, bro. He's
and blowing people up.
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Yes,
Yeah,
bro.
in the
He's-
Super Bowl.
He's running a post like fucking in cover two, just try like it's just, but it's different. It's so different, and that's the problem too, is because people are just used to seeing Taylor with just
Joe Schmo.
Joe Schmo, you know?
Pussies.
Yeah,
It's like
All
pop
this.
stars or whatever, just kind of that
Pop star,
thing.
Yeah, and now she's with a
That's
dog.
different than an athlete,
Yeah, and Travis
100%.
doesn't care. Travis talks shit. Travis is a 2-time Super Bowl champ.
Yep.
I think is the best tight end to ever play the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Taylor is with him.
And
Yeah.
by the way, I don't think she
Over with.
understands the locker room dynamic. If he gets caught holding the hand after
Come
the
on,
game,
bro.
Yeah,
With
they're gonna
Taylor?
clown him.
over for
Come
They're gonna clown him.
bro.
Dude,
With
100%.
Taylor?
He probably
With
already heard
Taylor?
it all fucking
Oh,
all
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Taylor,
guarantee,
huh?
I guarantee on the sideline, when he didn't have a
Come on.
touchdown,
Think
they were like,
Pacheco
"Yo,
ain't
you really
giving
not
him
gonna
cheese?
score against
Yeah.
me?"
Think Pacheco ain't giving him shit?
Yeah.
Yo, Trav, that's your girl out there?
It's crazy.
Yeah, not for long.
She
I
saw
just
me
called
score.
two.
He
I just
took
called
two. Didn't Jared McKinnon score
Yeah,
two
McKinnon scored
touchdowns?
two, then
He scored
Pacheco
two
scored.
touchdowns.
You know, they're like, "Yo, Travis,
Come on, man.
she might be mine."
You gonna
watch
step
me
up?
score. Come on. Y'all let them be,
And if he gets caught
man.
holding the hand,
Come on.
But it's also important to know, like, sometimes, like, I'm not like a big public affection person,
Yeah.
and that's all
100%.
right. There's
Let them
nothing wrong with
be.
that. That's for at home.
Exactly. And
Whatever.
especially with people that are like, I feel like people also don't let, like, especially like Taylor, like they don't let her have like a personal, life. Like,
Yeah.
but relationship is personal. Like, I promise you, Taylor, I don't know her, I'm none. Like, I'm not a like Swiftie, but like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want you to be in her fucking business. She
Yeah,
doesn't.
no.
Yeah, like let her be, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm happy for Travis.
Like,
man.
personal
Me
life is
too.
personal life.
He's with Taylor.
I know I'm
that's a
happy.
massive win.
You feel me,
Yeah.
bro?
It's a massive win,
She
bro.
fills up Arrowhead.
Yeah.
She fills up
He
Arrowhead,
fills her up.
and that's crazy.
in Arrowhead.
In Arrowhead,
Might have.
that's crazy.
With an arrowhead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was there. I'm sorry. It was there.
All right, but
sorry.
if I am Travis Kelce and I like basically own a stadium, like I got to dog my girl one time in the stadium.
Bro, your mom is also in the stadium.
Yeah, but I'm not. She doesn't have to be there when I do it. I'm just saying, like, that's my stadium.
He gonna be like, "Hey, mama, I need you to dip."
This was the show I was
You think,
telling you about.
you think Pat Mahomes is buzzing Arrowhead?
For sure, but
No, he's
Nah,
buzzing.
dude. Brittany? The show, freak. I know you guys watch that doc.
I will say though, it was so funny being on Twitter and seeing like the Swifties start catching on to football, and like
Yeah.
there was a tweet went out from
Mm.
like a legitimate Taylor Swift like stan account that's followed by a lot of Taylor Swift fans. That was like, for all that might not understand, I finally figured it out. A touchdown is 6 points, an extra point is 1, just so everyone's not
can't do that
confused.
shit, bro.
Because dude, that's
Thanks,
how
girly.
like I don't think they understand that's how crazy Taylor Swift fans are. That for her being at an event, they have to watch that event to see her on the
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Like they are watching that game, having no idea what's going on, not caring about sports at all, just because she's sitting in that box. Like Travis Kelce for us sports fans is big. Taylor Swift
No,
is
she's-
global.
bro, it's a different
Like
level. Oh, yeah.
it's
Bro,
she is obviously, I think, whether as sports fans you want to believe it or not, batting down in terms of fame
no, for sure.
for sure.
Bro, she's
Sure.
worldwide.
I don't know
that
if she could
shit-
get bigger.
Yeah, no, for
That
sure.
shit made me laugh.
Bro.
Yeah.
That
that's,
they were
that's
like,
funny.
they were like, yo, just so we know,
we figure it out.
it's 6 points when they score, so you're not confused.
Like that's crazy.
They're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Like, yeah, she
Yeah,
feels.
they're all like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, like we were talking about, it's like she's filling up stadium like from here to goddamn China. Like her,
She's
what's
her.
his name? The dude from
Bad Bunny.
Bad
Drake is filling up
Bunny.
American Airlines.
Yeah.
You think how big Drake is?
Yes.
Taylor Swift is filling up
Bro,
football stadiums.
Easy, like her, Bad Bunny, I'll say Beyonce. They just like it's surreal. The viewership that they get, like it's not just like sport. Like football is
Right.
also a sport that's only watched here. Like Taylor goes to France tomorrow, and fucking like the Swifties are gonna fucking fill up the Parc des Princes,
Wait,
right? It's
Drake
crazy.
doesn't fill up football stadiums?
Not like Taylor
He
does.
does basketball
He doesn't
arenas.
sell.
Yeah,
like,
he'll
bro,
do
basketball
arenas.
Well, you know how
arenas.
big Taylor, but Taylor's, well, she's like basically a god, bro.
Bigger than
Yeah.
Drake?
But she's
Yeah.
bigger than Drake.
Taylor
Yeah, she's
Swift
bigger than
won
Drake.
Artist of the Year this year and didn't release an album.
That's all you need
She
to
won.
know.
She won 12 Grammy. She
Wow.
won 12 Grammy. Like she's just there's
Think about how long
levels.
she's been around too. Kanye did that shit when she was like 16.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
People
true.
No
Yeah.
offense, Taylor.
But be honest, that was great.
Yeah,
That was
nuts.
so wild.
She's had a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
career.
That was kind.
We do actually have some more football on tonight, though. Don't forget.
best bets.
This is also a betting podcast. We do that from time to time.
But the Chiefs spread was free with Taylor and
So
Stadium.
fun.
Now we know. Bookmark.
We don't have any crazy narratives tonight. The Eagles come into Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers, who look rejuvenated with Baker Mayfield at quarterback, to say the least. It's a 5-point spread in favor of the Eagles. And then the Rams go in to play the winless Cincinnati Bengals. No updates on Joe Burrow as of now, seeing doubtful. But, I mean, if he's 0-2, must-win game against this Rams team who's without Cooper Kupp. Cam Akers is gone. Not that he was like a big loss, but that's just kind of like they lose a guy who's been at the organization for quite some time. So we're going to go ahead and give out a couple plays from tonight's game, props, bets.
Episode's going to be released after the games are played, but at least you guys will know if we're...
Hopefully we get these clips out tonight, though, for people that want to tail, because I swept last weekend.
Let's go.
Travis Kelce touchdown, air.
Let's go.
And the under in the Green Bay Packers game, but we don't need to talk about it.
Sharp.
Let's give out plays for tonight. Dave, what do you like? There's 2 games. You can just give a spread in one and then a prop if you like a player.
Oh, Bucks plus 4.5. I think it's like, I'm on the Bucks. I need the Bucks, or there's a Venmo going out to my bookie. So, Tampa Bay.
Understandable. I'm going to go both, but wow.
You were thinking about a lot. It's okay.
I said a shrug.
You had a lot going on.
Got a lot going on up there. Actually, I've got nothing going on up there. It's shocking how empty it is. I'm gonna go both dogs. I think they both bark tonight. I think the Bucks plus 4.5, and I think the Rams money line. I just feel like this Bengals team 0-2. I doubt Joe is gonna play because they already talked about in preseason where Jamal was like, "Yo, if it's really that bad, we'd rather you not play and get fully healthy." So if it's any point where it's like could get worse, I think they don't play, and I think this Rams team is one of these teams that just shocks. So I'm going to go both dogs and then a prop. I don't know why, but Chris Godwin, I think, is going to have an absolute day.
Gut call.
Intuition.
So, again, with Burrow not being confirmed just yet, it kind of changes things for me a little bit, but I kind of want to, tinkle with an over just because I'm so tired of these boring games on primetime. So I might tinkle with Eagles, Bucks over.
Sorry.
I'm just going to tinkle with it.
I love when she takes the over because I also love that over. And whenever Lauren takes an over, it always feels good.
I appreciate you.
Right?
I want to see points. I'm so tired of this 10-13. I'm over it.
Baker Hurts shootout too.
I need that. NFL needs that. You can't go from college football on Saturday to this crap. You just can't. But anyway, sorry. I'm sorry.
Best bet. First half under in the Bengals game.
Actually, I'm gonna change my pick now.
Do not change your pick.
No,
You went
I
2-0.
really like that under in the Bucks Eagles games, but I'm not gonna give it out as my best.
I mean,
play.
as you should, because it's probably gonna hit, as they
it's
all
just
do.
Jalen Hurts just looked mediocre at best, and the only way they can score is pushing him fucking push and just pushing him in. But dude, honestly, give me the Rams Bengals over. I think that's the game. If Joe Burrow plays, we get Puka Nacua. He was at 5.5 receptions. I mean, that just seems a little too low.
You and Puka Nacua, man. They're shitting on him now. Giving him his props is crazy.
Dude, there was just a bunch of names on that list. I didn't necessarily think that he should have been up there with Anquan Bolden.
All right. But best bet, what is it? So you like that under? And do you like a prop?
Over in the Rams game?
Oh, you like the over? Do you have a prop?
Nacua receptions.
Oh, 5.5. Do you have a prop?
I don't.
Or even just
I still
player?
need to look.
All right. We're, I guess, from game to game, we're gonna do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader today?
Hopefully, it doesn't get cut.
Yeah, sorry I got
Yeah.
cut last week.
Yeah, sorry the game got cut. I got more DMs than you'd think of people being like, "Yo, the game got cut."
I know.
No,
I was like, I'm sorry.
Didn't know you liked the game that much.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader today.
Mhm.
Hopefully the auto's been figured out. I think we got it figured out.
Yeah, I think we got it. We're good.
And
Yeah,
we'll
we're
do me
bumping,
and
we're
Lauren,
bumping.
Dave and Chelly.
Yep.
Chelly with no fresh air breaks.
I told you I'm not.
Josh, give him the vape.
No.
If you guys can see what I'm doing right now, Mikey's favorite thing that I do, it's a little crab claw when I'm
Trent.
asking for the vape.
Trent, let me get some fresh air.
Trent.
I'm gonna keep giggling at you until you get your own.
I
It's
don't, but,
unbelievable.
I haven't ripped one in 3 days, and I just don't miss it. So
And also, I know you fucks also saw, but Hillary Duff so back. All right, let's go.
Wow.
All right. We'll start off with Mike and Lauren.
Yep.
This is 3 rounds total.
Okay. Are You Smarter Than Fifth Grade?
What is the name of the lines that run east to west across the map?
Is that not the equator?
I got it. I know it.
Wait,
I know it.
no.
Wait,
no,
it's like
we-
latitude.
Let them give a
in
final
those.
answer.
Yo.
Then you guys get to
Is
steal.
it latitude?
Yes.
Latitude.
That is correct.
Stop playing with me, baby. I'm smarter than a fifth
Fucking
grader.
go, Lauren. Let's fucking go. Wow,
That was
longitude and latitude.
That
Way
was
to
like
go.
under second grade, like something.
All right, relax.
Something.
You know,
It's like latitude.
what the fuck was that, Josh?
That's what I'm saying. Like I was
Relax.
like, I hope that's what they
Damn,
go
Dave
with.
might
This
actually
game makes
be-
you like question yourself.
Yeah,
You're
because
like,
it's,
is that?
it's so easy?
It's
but like,
so
is it?
easy.
That was like the equator.
Like the on thing last. Anyways, yeah,
pretty
sorry.
fix. Come on.
No one
All
ever
right.
knew.
We're better than that.
Next one for Dave and Shelley. What is the capital of Illinois?
Springfield, I want to say.
Dude, I hate that because I'm bad with fucking.
I think it might be
you
Springfield.
go. with
Did you ever play
Springfield?
against Illinois?
Wait,
No.
wait,
Only
wait.
Big Ten team I played
They don't
against.
play in the
Well,
capital.
two
Dude,
was Ohio State and Purdue.
It's in the. Oh, dude, fuck. Yeah, let's just go Springfield.
Springfield.
That's correct. Shelley.
Look at your
Wait,
dude.
dog.
Look at your dude.
Let's go, baby.
All right.
He's locked in.
Back to Mikey and Lauren. Which country is closest to the Great Barrier Reef?
I have no idea what that is.
It's either I think it's Hawaii.
Dude, they are fucked. I've been watching Planet Earth the last week. Every night before
Hawaii.
bed.
I don't think Bermuda's close to the Great Barrier Reef. I think it's Hawaii, because that would make sense with like everything that goes on, unless it's like Australia. It's either Hawaii or Australia. It has to be an island.
You just shoot your
Fuck,
shot.
dude, it might be Australia. I'm gonna go Australia.
It is.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on.
I've been watching.
Three for
We
three.
came to
Dude,
play.
don't play with us.
First time we started
Don't
3
play
for
with
3.
us.
He's locked in.
Stop playing with us.
He's
Yeah,
locked
okay,
in.
there you go.
All right.
That's the biggest thing.
There you go,
Oh,
Nick.
yeah,
Back
that's
to
true.
Dave and Shelley.
I was so hyped to steal that. Too. I watch it every night before bed. I watch Planet Earth.
All
I
right.
love that for you.
What creates sound?
It's waves.
Sound wave? Yeah, waves.
Yeah, it has to be waves.
What do you mean? What creates sound? Like I feel like that.
You can't say no, Josh.
I saw that nod.
Yeah, you can't do
That
that.
felt like
Cheating.
That's just like a.
interference.
That's a super vague question.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
what
but
do
they
you
would
mean?
have answered waves, and Josh
Yeah.
shook his head.
He
No,
shook
that
his
feels like
head.
No, like,
interference.
what do you mean? What, it's just
No.
a super
That's
vague.
yeah, like it's like what creates
What
sound.
creates sound? Like,
What does it? What creates sound?
We can steal if you get it
Gamma
wrong.
waves?
I think
No,
I
I'm
know.
joking.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be a
I think
wave.
so.
Fuck it.
Like that's the only like thing.
I had
Like,
to
he's
say
gonna
it.
say no. I mean, I'm just gonna say waves.
That's incorrect.
Okay, I can
I'm,
be
like,
so
confused
wrong,
what the
and I'm
question
so
is.
sorry. Unless you have something else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say vibrations.
She got
Oh
it.
my god!
I like that.
Oh my god!
I like that.
Wow.
The fuck do you know about it?
A sweep.
Dude, we just actually
A
busted.
sweep.
No, it's
That's
busted.
insane.
That's
That
busted.
makes
Stop
sense.
playing. I'm
That
so
was a
smart.
really good
Yo,
one.
I had
forget I'm
nothing.
smart.
I had nothing.
No,
That was
literally, I was like, it had to be.
See how we
Vibrations
just like
create sound waves.
backpacked each
I
other?
would have
That's what
said
it's all about.
noise.
Because I.
That would
It
have been
wasn't that.
What creates sound noise?
good. These games hype me up so
My
much.
iPhone
That was
speaker.
sick. All right, so Dave and Shelley need to get the next two. They need to steal one and get theirs right.
All right.
I thought
Tie
it was
up.
3 rounds.
So if we
It's
make
3-1.
3 rounds, but
It's
you're
3-1.
up to
3 questions.
Yeah, you up to 1.
You guys have 3,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you guys stole that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this one's back to you.
Yeah,
if
you're
we
right,
win
yeah.
this, it's over.
If you guys get this right, it's over.
Yeah.
All right.
Like it.
Color, density, volume, and mass are properties of what?
Got
This
it.
is where
I got it.
Properties of what? Color, density, mass.
Color, density, volume, and mass.
I got it.
It's locked in.
I mean, it's liquid, right? I feel like volume is only in liquids. But I
Okay.
don't know if that'd be a property of like I don't even know if it's liquid
Maybe
solid. Do you think it's liquid or I feel like volume tells me liquid.
Yeah.
Liquid?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
I'm sorry.
I
Chellier?
thought that was it.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was liquid. Wait, what is it? Volume?
Ray,
Density?
repeat the question.
Color, density, volume, and mass are properties
Yeah.
of what?
Atoms?
Show me a fifth.
Wait, no, it's not atoms.
I mean, I don't think it's a solid.
Is it like an element?
No, Dave. No. It's like a solid.
Hey.
Like,
it.
no. Whoa. He
You
was
can't
asking me.
do
He was
that.
asking me.
Josh says no.
Josh
Bro,
said no.
this
They're
shook
not-
his
if they don't
head.
know it right now, they're not going to
He
get it.
shook his head. I have no control over that. I was just putting it out there.
That's you
not
can't
that
just
was
say
two
your
times.
you
Question one
can't
more time.
say
Say the
your
question.
answer as a question
he was
towards
asking
Josh.
me. He was
Okay,
asking me.
okay.
Also, say the question one more time.
Color, density, volume,
Vibrations
and
is
mass.
crazy.
That was
Are
wild.
properties
that was
of
crazy.
what?
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
You got 5.
Buoyancy?
4, 3.
Go
That's
ahead.
it.
Solid. Just give me solid.
No, it's incorrect.
What
it
is
was
it?
matter.
Adam.
Well, we won. Good job.
Well,
You guys want to try another one? Just finish. We got one more question. We can see
Yeah,
just who
yeah,
gets
yeah.
this the fastest.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
between all four.
Go
of you.
ahead.
Funsies.
All right. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pears is an example of what?
Alliteration.
There we go.
Beautiful.
wow, would not have gotten that, but we won anyway.
Yeah, I won anyway.
Well, actually, that's a tie though. Like, it should be.
No, no.
It's literally not.
I mean, I told you guys that 2 of your answers were incorrect.
Yeah,
so-
that's insane.
Yeah, I don't know why you
The
did.
amount of support you got, whatever.
Because you're
That's okay.
staring at me
Crazy.
saying.
No, because I was literally.
No, you're
just-
saying
Just
the
one
answer.
more. Just do
That's
one more
crazy.
question. Do one more question. I just want to see.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We already won.
I know.
No,
I
you
just
won.
want
You
this
won.
on the
I just
record.
want that
no,
clear.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you
Y'all
won.
Y'all at
You
home,
won.
you know.
However,
Congrats on the
I
dub.
wish
If
you could see
we-
Josh turning his head though.
You want another
Just
question?
throw one.
All right. How many points does Missouri beat LSU by?
okay.
0.
With that being said,
Negative 21.
Trick question 0.
I knew I was smarter than a 5th grader. This has been another episode of the We'll Be Seeing Pod. Thanks, Dave, for coming on.
appreciate you.
We will see you guys on Thursday.
We'll be
We'll be
seeing.
seeing.
Shall be seen.
We will be.